Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sarvadevaya Namaha. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome everyone. In the previous chapter, we got to know the nature of Raja Janak, how devoted he was towards betterment and happiness of his praja, from Meenakshi the maid. Now moving on to the next chapter. Chapter 2. The arrival of Sita. For many years there had been a dearth of rain in the kingdom, and the Maharaja had been doing intense tapasya to understand the causes of this drought and to mediate the effects of the changing climate. It was said that forces coming from the other parts of the earth were causing these disruptions. But Janak Baba had always taught that benefit can come from difficult times, and so the drought led to the new ways of cultivating food. One day, when Janak Baba was meditating by the river, the Devi of the river arose and spoke to him. "Use my waters to nurture the crops," she said. At first, Janak Baba didn't understand, but then she guided him on how to dig ditches so her waters could flow into the fields. This helped for some time, but after more years with little rain, the flow of her waters also grew weak. When the people had to do without food, the Maharaja joined them and underwent extensive fasting during these years. Janak Baba did not despair. He saw this as an opportunity to build alliances with other kingdoms. We had been a self-sufficient kingdom, supplying all the needs of our people, but now we could no longer feed our population. Our Maharaja had never needed to seek assistance, but gradually he began to say there would be benefit in trade, and so new relationships were formed. It was Maharaja Dashrath of the nearby Kosla kingdom who approached Janak Baba, offering grains to alleviate the shortages. There was a larger and much more powerful kingdom, and Janak Baba was at first hesitant to receive this gift without offering something in return. It was said that Maharaja Dashrath recognized his hesitation to receive without giving, and wanting to respect this, Maharaja Dashrath asked for the works of Videha artisans in exchange. Janak Baba readily accepted, knowing that they were sowing seed of future alliance. There was huge gratitude in the kingdom. Janak Baba told his ministers that someday we would repay Ayodhya in full for their generosity. The assistance given by Ayodhya saw the people of Videha through difficult times, and gratitude was embedded in our hearts. Janak Baba and Sunainama were advancing in years and had no heirs. But there was no concern in the kingdom about this, because we knew that our Maharaja would take care of all the necessary responsibilities. One day, rumors spread that the Maharaja was bringing together the sages of the kingdom for a very special puja to ask for a child, a daughter. Everyone wondered, why a daughter? Maharajas everywhere longed for a son to continue their reign, but we were different. We all knew that our Janak Baba was not like the other Maharajas. His vision extended far beyond our kingdom. Around that time, a certain sage from far away came to visit the palace, and He asked the Maharaja if it were true that he was offering pujas so that a daughter would be born to him and his wife. Janak Baba could see the look of shock on his face, so he smiled and asked, "Why does this surprise you?" "Maharaja, is it true that you have no son?" Janak Baba nodded, his smile broadening. "Are you not concerned about succession?" he inquired. "Someone to reign when you are gone. Kingdoms come and go. I am concerned with the welfare of the earth," he responded. "I have observed increasing disturbances in the rhythms of nature and believe that only the Supreme Shakti, the Divine Feminine herself, can again bring balance and harmony to the natural world. Without regaining this balance, I fear there will be much more suffering. Her presence is needed now, and I will invoke her again and again in the hope that she will respond and pour her love over all the living creatures on this earth by appearing in physical form." And so the meditations and puja continued. One day, some months later, the Maharaja set out early in the morning before the first hint of dawn. Sunaina Ma was there to see him off. He had told her that he intended to travel to the driest part of the kingdom, the region most in need of relief, where he would meditate. He waited for her to join him. When he saw that the Maharani was not stepping into the chariot beside him, he asked, "Sunaina, will you not come to receive your daughter?" She looked at him in amazement. There was nothing on earth that she wanted more than a child. But she honored and respected the austerities of her husband, and so had resigned herself to being childless. He indicated that, yes, for sure, their daughter would arrive, and so she stepped into the chariot beside him. When they came to the barren fields that had not yielded crops for many years, they stepped down from the chariot and the Maharaja went into deep meditation. The Maharani began to pray, reciting the mantras her husband had taught her to invoke the Supreme Devi. The hours passed. Dawn flowed into midday as the sun made its way across the sky. The sun made its descent, and soon night set in, bringing a silence and stillness. They continued their meditation and invocations. It was just before dawn when Sunaina Ma's eyes flew open. She has heard the first cry of a child. She roused Janak Baba from his meditation, her eyes glowing with joy. "I heard a cry," she exclaimed in excitement, "a most melodious cry. It was more like a song calling out the world." During his meditation, Janak Baba had seen the beautiful Mahadevi, the great goddess, who acknowledged that she was responding to his call. When Janak Baba beheld the small desert creatures that had gathered around, he looked at them with gratitude in his heart. "She is coming for you as well," he said. "Not only for us humans." He took the plough that he had crafted especially for this moment, and walking to the center of the field, he dug it into the earth. With that motion, he took a vow that his daughter would belong to the earth and all of her creatures. She would not belong to him, Sunaina, or any men. She belonged to all. He had not called her forth to extend his kingdom, to perpetuate his reign, or to gain greatest power or wealth, but to help and heal the natural world that was growing increasingly imbalanced. After his plow hit the earth and a small depression was created in the dry soil, she manifested in that very spot. It would not be long before word spread that the daughter of Vasundhara Devi, Mother Earth herself, had been born. Within minutes, the rain began, at first in small droplets, and then in a downpour to water the thirsty land. Janak Baba lifted up the infant, held her against his chest, and gave thanks to Vasundhara Devi, thanks to Mother Earth.